We use GoHighLevel at my agency to manage clients, to build websites, and to link with GBPs and do the automations. It's almost the only tool that we need. Duplicating and copying sub-accounts and snapshots and websites makes creating new SEO-optimized websites for our clients fast and easy. In fact, if you stay till the end, I'll even give you the tool that I had custom coded that integrates ChatGPT's API and GoHighLevel custom values, so you can quickly and easily update all of a website's content and images. My name is Caleb Alku. I started an SEO agency back in 2016, and I built it to 7 figures in just 3 years. Recently, we transitioned from an SEO agency to an AI SEO agency. Between ChatGPT and GoHighLevel, those are the biggest tools that we use today, and we use them for almost everything. So my focus on this video will be how my SEO agency almost exclusively uses GoHighLevel, barely any WordPress, and what you need to be aware of in order to rank websites built by GoHighLevel. If you're here, you're probably familiar with what GoHighLevel is, but just in case, quick 30 seconds. GoHighLevel is an automation system that functions as a CRM, a sales platform, a marketing platform, and an operations platform. I switched to it a couple years ago, and I canceled 6 other software tools that I no longer needed because GoHighLevel had all of their functionality and more. It saves a lot of money, even though it's not super inexpensive, and more importantly, it saves a lot of hassle having to link different tools together. So I am not going to talk about setting up a brand new GoHighLevel account and sub-accounts and snapshots here. I can publish a different video to cover those topics. For this one, I'm going to assume that you have the basic setup and you know what I mean if I say sub-account and snapshots. I'm just going to skip ahead to how we use GoHighLevel for local SEO clients. So the first thing that we're going to do with GoHighLevel on a local SEO client is integrate their Google Business Profile into HighLevel. HighLevel lets you do a lot of things with a GBP once it's integrated. So go to Google and search for Google Business Profile, log in with your email address, and it'll show you all the businesses that you have access to. Hopefully one of those is the one that you're trying to link in. Then I'm going to go over to the computer and show you where to go in HighLevel. So in HighLevel, we're going to come down to settings, and I'm going to move this window of me over, and I'm going to come down to integrations, and here's where you'll log into your Google account, and it will pull the Google Business Profile, and you'll be able to change the page, make sure the correct one is shown here. You want to make sure that Google Business Messaging and GBP call tracking are both enabled. Now, Google Business Messages, they're really, really huge, okay? It used to be really difficult to track and respond to these messages, so for a lot of my clients, we just turned them off. But we started to see customers reaching out more and more through Google Business Messages. It's essentially, you could think of it as a text message through your Google Business Profile. The challenge with it, though, is if you receive a Google Business message and you don't respond to it, it can actually hurt your rank position. That's a negative rank signal. So you always need to respond. So what we're going to do with HighLevel is we're going to set up an automation, and we can do a couple of things. We can set it up so that it automatically responds to a GBP message with AI, or we wanted to send a push notification to you and your client so that you are immediately notified when a GBP message comes through. So let me show you where to do that. And we're going to come down to automation. And from here, we're going to create a new workflow. And I'm going to start from scratch, but you can also create a recipe if you'd prefer. And the trigger that we're going to use is customer replied. And we're going to add a filter, and we want to filter by reply channel, and we want it to be GBP messaging. Okay, save trigger. So now this workflow will trigger anytime someone sends a GBP message. And from there, we can go ahead and send a text, send an email, anything like this that we want to do to notify us or our clients that we just received a new GBP message. So the other thing we're going to do is set up GBP posts. Now, I've heard some people say that GBP posts have no rank impact and it's a waste of time. Maybe that's right, maybe it's wrong. But in about a half hour, you can create an endless number of posts that will just constantly be sending out. And in SEO, if it's cheap and easy, then we usually just do it. We only have to do this once. So first, we're going to use ChatGPT to write about 15 to 20 GBP posts for us. Once we have those posts, we're going to come back over to HighLevel. And in HighLevel, we can go to marketing and we can go to the socials. And here you can see the posts that we're publishing for our client. All we have to do is hit new post. We can create a whole CSV of the posts. We can have HighLevel write it themselves. Any number of things that we can do. But we can put the post in and then we can schedule the post. So we'll select the GBP. This is the post. And we can schedule the post. And we can schedule a recurring post so that it posts every 4 months, every 3 months, and then we just have to go and delete duplicates every 2-3 months, and we'll be good to go. We just, in a half hour or so, created endless posts for the GBP. So that's why, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but it's so fast, it's so easy, there's no reason not to do it. So I've mentioned this a couple of times about the local websites. I really like doing it just in HighLevel's website builder. It's easy to use, it's drag and drop, but we need to make sure we have a solid site structure. So the great thing about this is we can build it once in one sub account, and then whenever we land a new client, we can copy that sub account and the website will come with it. Then we just need to update the content and update the images. So what we want to do is we want to have the homepage match the main GBP category, and we'll create service pages that match the other GBP categories. I just published another video last week where I talk about how to find GBP categories. A lot of local businesses only use one. You really need 4 or 5. Check out this video if you want more information on how to use AI to rank your GBP. Okay, so then your service pages, you've created 4 or 5 of them, one for each category. Your H2s on the service page should match the GBP services related to the GBP categories. Then we're going to create supporting content for the main services that aren't ranking yet. And we'll just keep doing that monthly until everything is ranking. Let me show you what the website looks like at HighLevel. So here we can come onto sites and websites, and we can see the website here. And this is the website. This is obviously focused on water heaters. And this is something that, anytime we land a new client where we copy this sub account, this entire website, all the internal linking and everything comes with it. So super easy to duplicate. And then we're really just going to have to come in here. We can edit the website and update, change the content to make sure it's unique to this client. We don't want to use the exact same content for multiple clients. We'll want to update it, but ChatGPT makes that fairly easy and straightforward to do. One thing that is critically important if you're using the GHL website builder is when you put an internal link, and internal links are very important. When you put an internal link in, GHL, it now gives you this checkbox. It didn't used to. I think this checkbox came about because I reached out with a friend of mine to one of the founders of GHL, but you need this to be unticked, okay? If this is checked, then what happens is HighLevel will add no follow to all of your internal links, which is a sign to Google that you're not linking to very important things. So this needs to be unticked. It makes it much more likely that you're actually going to be able to get that content ranked on Google and indexed if that button is unchecked. So that's one of the most important things for building a website on HighLevel for SEO. That button needs to be unticked. Remember, at the end of this video, I'm going to go ahead and give you a tool that will integrate with the HighLevel custom values and allow you to update all of this content without having to copy paste. Okay? And also the video I just mentioned, that also I give several prompts that will help you produce this content that you need for your local website. All right, so reputation management. This is getting more reviews. So I'm just going to jump to the end here. I don't think reviews are very important for local SEO to actually get ranked. But once you're ranked, they're critical in actually getting the searcher, the user, to call or click on your GBP. So the best way to get reviews is to write a 1 or 2 sentence request with a link to the GBP review. Send that to your client and ask your client to text from their phone their prior happy customers that quick request to leave them a review. This response rate is excellent if you do it this way. It's coming from the business owner's actual phone, much more likely to actually get that end customer to tap and leave a quick review. Better than a 50% response rate. If you're not doing that for whatever reason, the other option is to use an automation inside GoHighLevel. So let me show you what that looks like. So we're going to come to the automations, and we're going to come into this folder, and it's reputation management. So the way we have this set up is we have a goal, and the goal is to click on the link. And the reason we do this with the goal is that means this automation will stop as soon as this link is clicked. And then we have a text, wait, email, wait, text, end. So they get 2 texts and an email, basically asking them to leave a review. If they click on the link, then the automation ends. If they don't click on the link, the automation ends pretty quickly. Anyway, we don't want to spam our former customers. The next thing I'm going to quickly show you is Google Business Profile reviews. They all appear inside GoHighLevel. And what you want to make sure is that you've replied to every single review left on your client's GBP. So here we can come into reputation, and then we can hit reviews. And then we can see all the reviews left, and we can hit reply, and we can write a reply. We can also, if we wanted to, create an automation with a trigger that a review was left, and then have AI respond automatically so that we don't have to go in and do it ourselves. It's a good practice if you're writing the reviews to use the city name, service, business name in the reply. It's a good way to slip those keywords into your Google Business Profile. Now, I mentioned already how important that tick box is on internal links with the GHL website. We used to have significant website indexing issues. Like I'd publish a website, it would be 20 URLs, and one of them would get indexed by Google and nothing else, okay? Well, we fixed that with by doing 2 things. Number one, that tick box that I already showed you, okay? And the second one, we want to create and upload a sitemap to the Google Search Console. So GoHighLevel automatically creates a sitemap. Let me show you where that is so you can grab it. All right, so we're back over on GoHighLevel, and we're just going to come to settings and domains, and we can hit the domain and just hit XML sitemap, and it will allow us to include any pages, any URLs that we want in there. We can proceed, and it's going to give us the URL, and then we can go into the Google Search Console and submit that. As easy as that to get that sitemap. So once you have those 2 areas addressed, number one, that tick box is unchecked, and number 2, you've given the Google Search Console a sitemap. Then, as you source quality external links, which you would do anyway for SEO, that will fix most of the indexing issues. If you still have trouble and there's a particular URL that's being really stubborn and not indexing, then a service called indexmenow.com will help you get over that final block and get everything indexed, okay? So if you did all of these things, the internal link box isn't checked, you did the sitemap, you have an external link or 2, you have Index Me Now, and you still aren't getting the content indexed, then you probably need to find a better human editor to edit your AI content. It's probably a sign that your content isn't good enough. So I want to give you a couple of examples before and after, brand new domains, brand new websites, and the websites in GoHighLevel with brand new GBPs. We have West Columbia before, after, and here we have Concord before and after, and third, we have San Mateo before and after. All of these done in just a few months, okay? So we check the rank position at least monthly. And in any case where we're not in the top 3 and we're very close to the actual location, like at the center box wasn't in the top 3, and then we know we need more supporting content, more links, we're going to add an FAQ, we're going to add more topical relevance to the actual website. If we're ranking well in the first few boxes in the immediate area around the business address, then what we're going to do is create additional location pages for neighborhoods or suburbs where we're not yet in the top 3. Generally, you really need to be at least on the second or third page organically before you're really going to be able to rank your GBP in the top 3, unless your competition is very low. Now, the reason I wanted to record this video is I've heard from so many people that ranking a GoHighLevel website is almost impossible and everyone should be doing SEO on WordPress websites. And I completely disagree with that. GoHighLevel is an incredible tool for an SEO agency focused on local clients. By integrating that website into GoHighLevel itself, I can make it very easy to create new ones, to copy them, that it's integrated directly into GoHighLevel, so the contact form goes directly into there without having to use the GoHighLevel WordPress plugin. It's also linked in with the Google business profile, so I can do all the things that I mentioned there. With all of this, I can create a 20-page local website that will rank in most small to medium-sized cities in just a few months for under $500. Now, in the description below, I'm going to give you a link to the tool I use that will allow you to quickly and easily update all of the content and all of the images on your GoHighLevel website with AI generated. But don't forget to have your human editor double check everything for two things, right? Number one, you want your human editor to fact check all AI generated content. AI generated content has a tendency to hallucinate. That's a polite way to say it just makes things up. So you need to make sure it's accurate by double checking it all. And secondly, AI generated content tends to be very generic, vapid. So you want to have your human editor add uniqueness to that content also. If you're having any trouble with that tool, how to use it, how to structure it, go ahead and join my Facebook group. I'll put a link to that in the description. Post anything, any questions there, and I'll personally get that tool and answer any questions that you have right over to you. Now, if you thought this was valuable, please don't forget to subscribe. I publish content regularly on how to build an AI SEO agency. Also, we've been talking a lot about algorithms here. Please give me a hand with YouTube's algorithm. It's a massive help if you give me a like, give me a comment below. In my next video, I'm going to break down the recent Google algorithm update, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one.